chat. I gotta talk to you guys about something. All right. So it felt as if it was an uneventful deadline. Obviously, Spurs fans are not complaining. I mean, we got De'Aaron Fox for virtually nothing. We kept all of our players. We kept all of our important picks. The only one that I hate that we had to give up was the 2027, but we got De'Aaron Fox, and 2026 is going to look good. 2025 draft is going to look good. So the Spurs should be pretty doggone good, right? So at the end of the day, doesn't matter that much. Probably not. Here's just a little tiny list of all of the different moves that happened this offseason. Kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. A lot of players been moved around, and people thought that it wouldn't be that eventful. Luka Doncic going to the Lakers, still insane. That dude Nico, he needs to be fired expeditiously. That was terrible. That was a terrible trade. AD to the Mavs, Jimmy Butler to the Warriors, De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, Zach LaVine to the Kings. Those kind of the big ones, right? That's kind of the big ones. Everything else kind of falls. Well, actually, okay, yeah. I was looking for the Mark Williams ones right there. Yeah, everything else, not as big. So today was kind of, or whenever I'm posting this, maybe it would have been yesterday, was a very strange. It was some strange events. Okay, so I know for a fact, not only hearing around but heard as well, that the San Antonio Spurs were going after a center. I mean, undoubtedly they were going after a center. But unfortunately, it seemed like the price was a little too high. And I have at least a theory in my mind on why that price was so high. And it makes it a double-edged sword. Okay? It makes it a double-edged sword. So as you guys know, the Spurs end up getting Patrick Baldwin Jr. and cash considerations. End up being $4 million in total. Patrick Baldwin just took him on, for the cash and whatnot, and we're expecting to waive him. So that's why I didn't really talk about Patrick Baldwin that much. I just figured, it was just one of those situations where the Spurs are just trying to get some extra cap space, and they're going to open up that slot, because I'm like, this isn't enough. You need a genuine big man. But what prevented the Spurs from getting a big man? I think, and this could be crazy talk, I think this had a big part of it. The news around the Atlanta Hawks. So the Atlanta Hawks were absolutely, undoubtedly trying to salvage some of their future, right? Like, because it's kind of over at this point. Like, you're not going to get your picks back. The Spurs have Fox, okay? Maybe they were considering it with Trae Young, but we settled, right? I'm not saying Fox is, like, significantly worse. I do think Young is a better player, but I don't think he's significantly worse. I do like him as a fit for San Antonio, and I think he's going to be really great. But at the end of the day, the Spurs got their guy. They're going to hold on to your picks. So now the Hawks are just desperate. Teams know that they're desperate, so they can have moves like this where they trade away DeAndre Hunter and they get 3 second-round picks. Karis LeVert, 3 second-round picks. And 2 swaps. I guess the 2 swaps might be pretty good, but I don't know what that looks like. But everyone said unanimously, you should have been able to get more for DeAndre Hunter, right? Like you would have thought that. And also another trade here. The Clippers are trading Terrence Mann and Bones Highland, to the Atlanta Hawks for Bogdan. Our boy Bogdan, who's a very talented player, and 3 second-round picks. So once again, you're not getting much out of it. So teams know that the Atlanta Hawks are desperate, and even other teams are using that against them. Now, why is this a double-edged sword? Well, I think that the reason why the Spurs had a very difficult time getting a center is because we have the Atlanta Hawks picks, and a lot of teams are probably looking at those and they're like, you want a center, huh? Well, how about you give us one of those Hawks picks, because word on the street is that they're about to blow things up. So it's kind of a weird thing going on, right? Like, on one end, we have all of these phenomenal picks, especially Atlanta Hawks one, and we don't want to give them up. And on the other end, other teams are using that kind of against us. At least this is how I'm viewing it, okay? If I'm wrong, whatever. But it's very obvious that the Spurs felt like the asking price was too much. I don't personally think trying to get a center right now, the asking price for our personal 2025 would be too much. I don't think that, only because you saw that last game. We look much better, and we're going to be better this season. We could very well end up making the playoffs this season, right, through the play-in. So, our pick might not be as strong as it could be, but the Atlanta Hawks pick is a beautiful sight to see. And these teams are probably just not going for that. Like, oh, no, you're going to have to give us that pick, homeboy. You're going to have to give us this pick. So where do we go from here, right? Where do we go from here? So the Spurs, we already know we waived Sidi Sissoko. That's on here, right? It's at the bottom here that we waived him. We waived him. He's gone. Or we traded him, that is. And then he got waived. But there's a player in particular, kind of, I'll be honest, maybe kind of the only one left. Really, that can help us out. And I think that's Mo Bamba. Now, this isn't a long-term thing. This isn't something that, we get him and he's going to be a star for us. But good guys, we need something. And Mo Bamba would be undoubtedly an upgrade as far as the center position. I mean, obviously, Zach Collins is gone, which he should be. That was a really good deal. And Bassey's hurt, and I don't know Bassey's future at this point. The injuries, when you talk about injury prone, I think he deserves that label at this point, and that's not his fault. It's just a sad situation. But Mo Bamba, I think, would genuinely be the best possible option here, just for the rest of the season, just to kind of, have somewhat of a backup right now. And I think he'll be a fine backup. Right? Nothing crazy. At the very least, it's much better than having Sochan have to guard centers, because you're really taking him out of what he does best. I think it's affecting his rebound numbers as well, so he can't even be as effective on the boards as we're kind of accustomed to. It's just a messed up situation when it comes to that. So hopefully, because we know that he can guard 1 through 4, on occasion a 5, but it has to be a small lineup, So, but yeah. Oh, you guys mentioned Daniel. Well, Daniel's too small. He's like 6'8", right? Isn't Daniel? Let's see. Daniel. I mean, it could be fine. It could be fine. He'll be a good pickup, but he's a power forward, right? Yeah, he is. I said size, but do I have to put height? Oh wait, it's right there. It's right here. Yeah, he's 6'8". If it's up to me, I'm going with Bamba. Kind of for selfish reasons, I'll be honest with you. I really want to bump the Mo Bamba song. Okay, it's been a while. Lyrically, it's not the best song in the world, but it's a banger, right? And it will play every single Spurs game, and I will turn my TV up when it plays. Ballin'. Oh, my goodness. We got to have a good time with that. I thought about Ben Simmons. Knock it off, all right? We've been down that road. Remember when I thought about Ben Simmons and everyone called me stupid? They were right for calling me that. All right. It gets the people going. That's what it does. It gets the people going. So just want to relay that information to you. So it's kind of a weird thing, right? And funny enough, no Spurs fans are upset. Everyone's so happy. It's kind of weird. I'm not used to that. I'm so accustomed to everyone being angry at trade deadline when it comes to our team, but everyone's cool. It's everyone sees the vision now. They're like, oh, I see the vision. I get it. I understand it now. It's cool. It's cool. But yeah, I think that it was somewhat of a double-edged sword here, where you're trying to make a deal and you're trying to finesse a little bit to get a center. Centers are hard to get nowadays, by the way. Those backup centers are actually pretty difficult to trade for. So they're pretty valuable nowadays. So the Spurs are like, hey, make a deal with this. And they're like, well, the Atlanta Hawks, they look like real trash, real trash. How about you give us one of those? And we're like, nah, we're not doing that. Rightfully so, too. We're not that desperate. But we'll see what happens. But like I said, Baldwin should be moved. At least that's what's being reported thus far. So he's expected to be waived. So we'll just kind of see what comes out of that. Unfortunately, I feel bad for certain fans because I saw some people actually excited about having Patrick Baldwin. But, how it goes. As soon as I saw Baldwin and Cash, I was like, Spurs then want Baldwin. Anyways, Atlanta is probably going to trade Young for draft capital or young players with potential. It's so weird, man, because like whatever you get, I guess it just depends on what team would want them, you know, and then what can you get for them? Because it seems like nowadays, man, certain stars, you're just not getting what you want out of it, you know? The Kings are a terrible franchise, but good God. And it's not like the Atlanta Hawks are top tier when it comes to trades and making things happen, right? Like they literally gave us 3 picks and a swap. 3 unprotected picks and a swap for DeJounte Murray. Like, they're not the most colorful crayon in the crayon box. I'll say that. Is that how that phrase goes? I don't know. Brightest crayon in the crayon box? Kind of ironic that I can't get that phrase right and I'm trying to call somebody else dumb. Someone mentioned Bobo. I would love that. He's actually not bad and would be nice. Have knockoff Wemby check in. Wait, is Bobo available? Is Bobo available? No, he's in Phoenix. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, Bobo. Let's see if we can find here's a yeah. Got Boban. Yeah, guys, our best bet is Mo Bamba. Oh, that's sad, bro. Baycott? He got waived? When did he get waived? Oh, he went undrafted. Dang. I didn't think he'd make it to the NBA though. I'll just be honest. So he got undrafted and then he signed with the Grizzlies. Then waived. Became a free agent. Dang. I don't want Baycott, by the way. I just let you guys know that I don't want actually want Baycott. So he's not that good. CD Sissoko with no team. I wonder if we'll be able to get him. Kai Soto. I swear, God, anybody bring up Kai Soto, I'm going to lose it. Okay, Kai Soto is not good enough for the NBA. Kai Soto isn't even good enough for the G League. I could talk about Kai Soto and get a bunch of views. I could get a bunch of views talking about Kai Soto. I swear I could. It happened before. Because I was like, oh, I'll check out Kai Soto. Everyone keeps telling me about him. And then, like, I did a second video, and I was like, yeah, guys, he's, like, not that good. And a lot of people got mad. Trading Sochan for Bobo is the craziest take, not gonna lie. Who said that? I don't know who said that. Clan, how would you feel if we turned around and got Trey in the offseason with the Atlanta picks, since it looks like they were sellers or should keep them and try to win in the lottery? I want to keep all their picks now. In my opinion, we got Fox. I mean, obviously we love Trey Young, but it just doesn't seem necessary. Like, don't give them their picks back. I mean, they are on free fall, man. I mean, this could be really good. Think of it like this, okay? Hold on. Let's think this last thing we talked about. Let's bring up Spurs upcoming draft. Think of it like this. When do you guys think the Spurs are going to start winning? Like, I mean, genuinely winning. Like, we mean like playoffs, you know, at least get into the second round. When do you think that'll happen? Not next year, bro, for sure. That's how I feel. I actually feel the exact same way. And if that's the case, you get their pick this year, right? And when the Spurs start winning, our draft picks are not going to be that great. Like our 2026, I am not that excited about it. It's not normal. This only happens with really great teams. Okay, this only happens with really great front offices, where you can go on somewhat playoff runs and be a pretty successful team. And you guys are expecting us to at least get to the second round the next year. If that's the case, dude, we won't have a great pick, but we'll have Atlanta pick swap. They're going to be bad. I mean, you can see that they're in free fall. They are going to be horrible. The fact that we can get more talent cheaply, I mean, at the time, obviously you have to pay them eventually, but you get cheap talent early on and you grow upon that. And then the next year you do it again in 2027, because we really don't want to give them their 2027 back, because keep in mind, we gave away our own 2027. Now we do have the swap rights here, but these might not be that great, right? Like, and it's second round, and it's the second round, so it really won't be great. But OKC, Houston, Miami, yeah, it won't be great anyways. But you want to keep theirs in 2027, and then now we're like Spurs really cooking. Shoot, I don't know, guys. We might even win a championship at that point. And now you go into 2028. We don't have theirs in 2028. It stops in 2027, I think. Yeah, it stops in 2027. Sorry, that was my mistake. I thought we had it in 2028. We got Boston swap in 2028, and then we have our own. I might would have gave away Boston's swap. But these teams right now, the reason why I think the Spurs can't make a deal or couldn't make a deal right at deadline is they were looking at these Atlanta Hawk picks. Because news out of Atlanta was getting better and better. And you know how stubborn Brian Wright is. So, a good thing. It's a good thing he's that stubborn, though. Hey, Clan. Hello. We'll talk about the draft more as, time goes on, especially when we get near, after the season or whatnot. We'll talk about the draft way more. We'll go through every single player, and I'll tell you exactly who I want. We'll do it. That'd be fun. Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey would be nice additions. You said that with way too much neutrality, my friend. Cooper Flag and Ace Bailey would be nice additions. That was way too much neutrality for that. You should be losing your mind at the idea of getting either one of those guys. We don't need one of those two, but it would be awesome. Spurs play chess, not checkers. Yeah. Kai Soto's not good and has attitude problems. I'm from the same country as him. I watch him, and he's not Spurs material. I didn't know about the attitude stuff. I just know he's not good. He's not a good player. Yeah, no. Anyone that's hype about Kai Soto, I don't know. You're just a fan of his or something. You just like him personally. I don't know. He's not good, man. If we get one of those two, does that mean Fasel Sochan would be gone? Don't think that far ahead. Don't think about all that, dude. That doesn't mean anything. Don't think about all that. We can't start worrying about if we get more talent. Does our talent, can we keep our other talent? He's not worried about all that right now. This is a good problem to have. Don't worry about that. You're right. He's not a good player. I mean, not good enough for the NBA. He's just not good for the NBA. He said not Spurs material. He's just not good enough for the NBA. I don't think Kai Soto would make it in the G League. Honestly. Also, the G League, another thing that wouldn't help him is the G League is often tailored towards guards. Like, guards have really good showings in the G League opposed to big men. That will hold him back too. Let Jeremy go for sale good. That's a horrible take. I got news for you. Jeremy is when Spurs talk about untouchables, Jeremy's one of the untouchables. You're gonna have to just deal with it. Okay? He's literally one of them. Not the same untouchable as Wemby. No one's the same untouchable as Wemby, but you get what I'm saying. It would have to be a crazy deal. The fact that they couldn't even they wouldn't even trade Keldon for De'Aaron Fox tells you all that you need to know. Where do you think Sochan is on that list? Jeremy be messing up. I don't even know what you're going on about. What game we're talking about? Last game? What game we talking about? What do you be messing up in? I have no idea what you're talking. Every game I've seen, well, I miss a couple games. This is a little hyperbolic, but I've seen all the Spurs games, just about all of them. Sochan is always good defensively. Maybe he has some hiccups here and there. He's human, but he is consistently one of the anchors of the defense. Consistently, all the time. All the time. You want Sochan gone until he's gone. Trust me, he's important. Just let the Spurs start winning games, and then you'll be on the same page. He ain't pretty, but it's all feelings, man. I feel like I think a lot of times that's what it comes down to for a lot of fans. It's just feelings. Like, you guys would not imagine how many DMs I got of people sending me message about, hey, you were right about Sochan, and they're not even talking about what he did in the game. Like, they're not talking about the defense that he played on a specific player, or the smart cuts that he made, or anything like that. They're not even coming to DMs. They were talking about him standing up for his teammates and getting ready to fight. That is the most vibes-based thing you can imagine, bro. It's all vibes. Once we're winning and the vibes are good, everyone's gonna say, oh, I like Sochan on this team. Everyone. It's just vibes. That had nothing to do with the game. I mean, it's important. It's important. Having that nasty attitude is definitely important, but you can't just have that. What makes him valuable isn't that, it's the skill set. I don't think people understand how good he is defensively. Man, I brought up so many statistics and it seems to never matter. So I don't know. If Sochan can somehow become a 3-and-D guy, yeah, we rolling. Sochan's shot looked pretty nice that last game. But that's just not the role they have him playing. He's not fully comfortable yet. But he's improved in all aspects of his game, so there's nothing to really worry about. It really is because he doesn't score. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Whoa. Chris, that's a lot to ask for. Jeremy getting his 3 to a 35 to 40%? Oh, it won't get that high. I say 33. If he can just have a solid 33 for his career, I think we're good. We're looking good. 35 to 40 is high for Sochan. You said 35 is doable? Well, I think last year, this is the last thing we'll bring up. What was it last year? Didn't it drop back down to 30? He couldn't keep up that 35. I didn't even notice this. We're keeping this segment in. His three-point shooting improved since last year. I mean, sure enough, he's not taking as many threes. That's a thing. But it's improved? Did you guys know this? Did you know it improved? It was under 30 for a while. Now it's right at 32. Is it 32%? If Sochan can give us a nice clean 33%, I think that's fine. I am not banking on him giving us 35. Bro, he can hit 35 at a minimum. I'm not gonna put that much faith in Sochan with his play style and everything. I just don't think that's that important anyways. He improved in every aspect, bro. Look at this. Less minutes, less starts, but his field goal percentage up 10%. And people really need to recognize how incredible that is to up it 10%. That's a huge jump. 3-point percentage has increased. Free throw percentage has decreased, which I'm a little shocked by that. It's back at basically what it was his rookie year. He need to improve that. Rebounds have increased. Assists decreased 1, which makes sense. Everything else about the same. He's just been so consistent, I think. But dang. Yeah, 10% is crazy. 10% is crazy. Anyways, yeah, I'm going for 33. 33%, I'm like, yeah. You said I'd take the 33%. 33%, we're looking good. We're looking good. Not expecting to be no 35%. That seems pretty high. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, its offensive rebounds increased too. 2.4 offensive rebounds. Yeah, the hating is just people not knowing what they're talking about. Just vibes, man. It's all vibes. You saw him bobble a pass or something once, and then you're like, oh, he's garbage. Those X possessions he gives us is going to be big playoff time. Oh, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Anyways, moving on.